Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Tortoise Traders Basics on Foreign Exchange, Forex Trading. I want to remind you guys to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, and Snapchat. We do different things on each of those platforms to kind of bolster the efficacy of our teachings in the advanced course we offer. All the links are in the description box below. And if you have questions or comments, you can always leave questions or comments and I'll get back to them, or you can email me as well, which is in the description box as well. All right, let's get started. This is a Forex Basics video about support and resistance. We're going to be putting these videos out on Basics every Wednesday and starting this Wednesday. And we're going to try to grow our community on all of our social media platforms and make sure you guys understand Forex trading so you can potentially quit your job and travel the world like myself and most of our students do. All right, let's go. Support and resistance. So we are trend traders. For those of you that are new to Forex, that just means you're holding trades for longer than 2 or 3 days. Day trading is what I started when I originally started Forex trading, but quickly found out that the best traders in the world are all trend traders, and they hold positions for days upon days, even weeks in some cases. So what I'm going to have us do is jump onto a currency pair. This is the Euro USD daily, and the daily meaning that, again, for those of you that are new to Forex, meaning that each of these candlesticks, let's zoom in here a little bit, are worth 1 day in the market. You can look down there at the bottom of the screen. You can see that this is particular candlestick that I'm on is October 22nd's candlestick, and it looks like it fell that day, and those are micro pips that we're counting in there, so you just knock off the last number. That's 226 pips it fell that day, which again, those of you new to the market, that's a decent amount of money, especially depending on your lot size and leverage, and we'll get into that in some of the later videos. So again, we are trend traders. This is a daily chart, so let's talk about how we draw support and resistance. So support and resistance is drawn with horizontal lines. Here you have your boxes where you can draw your trend lines, and horizontal lines, which are your support and resistance. Support and resistance, I like to draw the comparison to a floor and ceiling. So your resistance is going to be your ceiling. Like if you throw a ball, basketball, up to the ceiling of your house or apartment, what's going to happen? It's going to hit the ceiling and come back down. That's just the natural law of gravity. And the same thing happens in Forex. And you just want to be cognizant or aware of places where price consistently bounces off of the quote-unquote ceiling and comes back down. One really cool trick that I learned from a mentor of mine back in the day is to put it on a line chart. And again, this is your line chart, your candlestick, and then some people even like to use the bar charts. It shows a better open and close, but I use the candlesticks to trade and follow price action, but I use the lines to draw my support and resistance. So what you want to do is, again, put it on the daily, which is a D1 chart, even the weekly if you plan on holding trades for even longer, but the daily is fine for us. And you want to find points where price has met at least 3 times on the point of axis for your price. So here is a good point of resistance, and the reason why this is a good point of resistance is because, as you can see here, price came and touched it. What day was that? On 5/15, which is May 15th of this year, 2015. Price did its thing for several months, came back to this point, broke through, but then came back down. So this is also another point of resistance, and this was on the 28th of August, so 3 months later. And then look what happened here. Price came back and tried it again on the 17th, which is a month later, and bounced back. Same thing. Tried it again here in October, and it's just been plummeting since. Had you caught this trade because you had drawn your resistance, I mean, you would have made crazy money. So that's what you want to do. That explains resistance. And you want to do the same thing for support. And support is the floor. So same thing. If you bounce the same basketball off of the floor, what's going to happen? It's going to bounce back up into your hands. And that is how we determine support. So same thing, you want to find at least 3 points. Some people like to find more, but 3 points is fine. And again, you want to find where price bounced off, and you don't want to miss any. So even if you kind of overdo it, you just want to make sure that you're catching it. And as I'm sure some of you are thinking, resistance does become support, and support does become resistance. So that's why it's so crucial and important that you make sure you draw good points of support and resistance. Because as you can see, even though this right here was resistance, was support, I mean, eventually it became resistance as well. Even though it was a small resistance, it was resistance. So support becomes resistance, but in this case, this is us just drawing support. So this looks like a good point of support here. It touched, came through here, but still touched here, and that's a good point. So let's draw another one. Normally on the daily, especially if you're going to be taking trades for a few days, you just want to draw like 3 or 4 of these, and that's going to help you have the best idea of where price action is going. And price action is just, you know, what we trade on and the technicals of trading. And that's our goal, is to determine where price is going into the future. So let's get another, I just drew a trend line, let's delete that. Back to support. So I deleted those by mistake because I was drawing, I selected the trend line by mistake. So this is all you want to do, is draw your points of support and resistance in key places on the daily chart. Some people even draw them in different colors so you can know. So like this is the daily support and resistance, and then maybe if you want to go to the weekly, you'll make the lines like purple or something. So it looks like price stopped here a bunch of times. That's a good place. Select it again. See, the price stopped here a bunch of times. This is a good place. See, boom, 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 boom. Through a little bit here. That's a good one. And let's do one more. Oh, I selected the wrong one again. Let's delete that one. All right, and then this is the last one. Okay, so we have our points of support and resistance drawn throughout. We can even zoom out a little bit to see what that looks like. You can see, you know, it's pretty good. Price stopped along the way a bunch of times. So those are areas where you're going to be looking for buy or sell signals in the future. Again, our goal is to determine where price is going in the future. We'll talk about in one of the later videos, maybe in a few weeks, about drawing supply and demand as well. So this is prices here currently. Today is November the 18th, 2015. So our goal is to try to determine where price is going in the future. Again, if you want to go to the weekly chart, you can see the price has been falling. This is the Euro USD. So the dollar has been much stronger over the last year, and the U.S. economy has gotten better. And we'll talk about fundamental trading as opposed to technical trading as well in a future video. But the dollar has been stronger, so it's been falling for, you know, over a year or so. And that is something that as fundamental traders will learn. And you want to be both. You want to be a fundamental trader as well as a technical trader. So we just drew our lines on the daily. The goal for us, and really I try not to go below the 4-hour chart. You'll see other people who teach different methods. I just personally like to take, you know, 4 to 5 good trades a month, maybe 1 trade a week, and hold it. I'm telling you guys, being a trend trader is where you're going to make your money, because this is not about gambling. This is about technical analysis and making sure you genuinely understand the market. And we can take positions along the way. And again, we'll display that in later videos, but you can take profit and set what's called trailing stop losses so that you can take profit and continue to hold your position and maybe collect money along the way. But the goal for us is to create and generate income so that we can, you know, live the life that we want to live, which is what we're doing. So we've drawn them on there on the daily. Let's go to the 4-hour and zoom out. You can see that we've gone to the 4-hour and zoom out. This is how you know you've drawn good trend lines. If you go down to another another chart and see that it's still respected. So you can see the 4 hours still was respected. So if you did want to take some shorter term trades just to kind of put some money in your account to grow your account, as long as you're, again, have a trading plan, we'll talk about that in a future video as well. And as long as you're taking good trades, then it makes sense. So you can see how it's still been respected, even down to, you know, yesterday, which I took a few of these trades. I think I took a sell earlier in the week. And again, I try to take 4 to 5 trades a month and hold them for days on end. So once you have your lines drawn on the daily, you go down to the 4 hour to check to see that they're good. You want to go back to the daily and turn on your candlesticks, which is here. Once you turn on the candlesticks, you can then zoom in and see potentially where we're going to be looking to take some trades. Support and resistance is relatively easy to draw. You saw the points. It looks like we have a doji forming here. This is the daily, so this is today's range. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. So this daily bar is about to close at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and start a new daily bar. So we could be looking to place a long here, and that means we're looking to place a buy trade on the Euro USD. But you know, you always want to trade with the trend. So it's been in a sell for a while. So to take a reverse position is, you know, unless there's some confluence there, which we'll talk about what that means in the future, you kind of want to leave that alone. So in drawing it on your daily, checking it out on your 4 hour, you can see we could have taken some positions in the future. On a few different places we could have taken some positions, especially on the sell side, which again, we're following the trend. So on the sell side, had we had our lines drawn, you see we could have taken some positions here and caught some nice, you know, day long positions, you know, getting 200-300 pips at a time. You see, we would have had our lines drawn here. We could have caught this sell, could have caught this sell, you could have caught this sell. I mean, you know, you can see how into the future the sells would have been. Let's see if that one would have held true. No, that didn't come. Could have caught this sell. I mean, we drew these lines, and this would have not been. Could have caught this sell, and this one would have been huge. Could have caught this one for, you know, several days on end. This is 5 days of trades. You could have caught this for 600 or 700 pips, and that's, again, this is what we're looking for. We're looking to make sure we're having positions that hold us for over a period of time. And this would have been, you know, a 4 or 5 day hold, 1, 2, 3, 4 day hold, and, you know, 700 pips, which is outstanding. So that's how you draw support and resistance, guys. Again, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, and Snapchat. We'll put all the links in the description below if you guys have any questions, or if you do want to join our advanced course, which is where you can learn how to trade and understand how we make the money that we make, then join or visit tortoisetraders.com, and you know, you can join our class there. It's relatively inexpensive, especially for the investment that you're putting into what you get out of it. So again, we'll see you guys on the next video next Wednesday, and thanks a lot for viewing, and look forward to your questions. Thanks.